If the words AI, automation, or agents sound complicated, don't worry. In this video, I'm going to walk you through a plug-and-play AI agent that automatically responds to your leads, pulls the details, and pushes them into your CRM without you touching a thing. You don't need to know code. You don't need AI experience. You just need to follow the guide. Watch this all the way through, and you'll walk away with a fully working AI lead-taking agent, completely free.
I am doing something that we've never done before, and you are going to walk away, I guarantee you, with something that is at least worth $500 for free. I know how much time I put into it and how much I had to learn to get here. If you're here, it means you're as excited about AI as I am. So I'm going to jump right into it. Let's go. So this agent is free for all of you. You'll receive everything you need to either do it yourself or have it done with you. There's nothing held back. You can literally steal this workflow. There's a slide later on called Steal This Workflow, and you will get everything absolutely free. This is a tool, and like anything, a tool is only as good as the process, and the process is only as good as the adoption. So before we get into it, I want to get into what do you need to start? So if you're on a computer, you can scan this QR code. The other tool is called Skyvern, okay? And this is something that's going to blow your freaking minds. And in a day and age of AI, you can have AI help you implement in doing this. You don't have to be a programmer or an AI engineer to make this work. Comparatively speaking, this is a very simple thing, and that's why I'm doing it. And so I want to get into what does this thing do? We're calling it Agent A, okay, for Agent Ambient. But first I want to pose a question. Who here is using some kind of lead aggregation website like Angie's List, Thumbtack, Porch, Directory, one of these sites that you pay for? Look, a lot of people are using this, and that's great. And so I want to pose another question. If you were on any of these platforms, what do you think would happen if you could be the first to respond every single time? The thing is, with most of these platforms, is that they make it kind of hard. And there's this kind of old and busted model for how we deal with these platforms, which is this constant manual monitoring where you're getting a lead notification in your email, and then you have to click the thing, and then you have to hop in there, and you're hoping, praying that somebody on your team is actually watching and is going to take the initiative. But they're on phone calls, they're on emails, they're redoing sumo quotes, they're looking at company cams. Or worst case, you don't have an inside sales rep and your guys are out in the world, so it's costing you leads. You're spending money on. I've seen this. When you go on Thumbtack, it tells you, it's they requested 4 pros. And it's first one 14-second response time, this one 2-minute response time, this one 2 hours, and this one 4 days. So if you are the first one to respond, it's better. So then there's this new hotness that exists in the age of AI, which is the AI agent way, which is 24/7 autonomous operation with instant responses. And this is how you avoid the high cost of slow. The 5-minute, 10-minute, 1-hour response times are a thing of the past. I remember when I owned my roofing company in 2017, our website said guaranteed 2-hour response time, and that made customers go bananas in 2017. Now it's minutes, right? It is a single digit of minutes that you have to get back to people, and there is the research already been done on this. The first professional to respond wins the job over 50% of the time. This is something that is huge for you if you're trying to be on these platforms. And so what I want to show you is a quick little demo of how something like this works. And I'm going to make this super easy for you to witness it. So I am going to go a little fast through this. Imagine if a little robot could go and log in to Thumbtack and then go find your recent lead from Alyssa E. And of course, they make it difficult. They won't give you the last name and they won't give you the phone number, right? Until you actually do what they want you to do. So then they expect you to click in here and go into the lead and click on reply. And so once we click on reply, and it opens up our little window, right, where you have to type something. I see a lot of times people going hey, thank you so much for the opportunity. Someone's going to reach out shortly. That's the weakest reply ever. We want this customer to feel like they've moved meaningfully towards solving their problem and they found the right contractor. So we need to have a better, higher quality reply. And so once we send that response, well then, the thing is, now we get their name, right? Now we get Elisa Evans. So now we know who it is, but we don't want it in Thumbtack. Now that we can get the phone number, so we got to click to reveal that phone number, gather it, and then hopefully pull it out and put it into our CRM. This is possible today because what you saw, that was not a screen recording of me doing it. That is a screen recording of AI doing it. When you have a trigger that says, hey, we just got a new lead from Thumbtack, then the antecedent action that follows that is this human behavior. But now we're in a day and age where we can train a headless browser. So this agent, right, is fine-tuned and trained on this one task. It just works autonomously in the background. And so I want to show you how you can implement this yourself. And so this is the steal this workflow section. And so I'm going to show you all the pieces of it, and then I'm going to give you everything for free. There's a Google Drive link that I'm going to give you that has all of this in there for free, so you can just walk away with it all today. And I'm going to show you how it's all set up. So the first thing is that if you sign up for this Skyvern, you can come in here and you can create a workflow. And if I come into this workflow, I'm going to edit it. So the first thing that you do is you put a callback URL. What a callback URL is basically saying after this thing is done, we want it to send the package of details, a payload. We want to send that back to us so we can do something with it. We want to put this into our CRM. And then you have what's called a navigation block. And if you're doing this yourself, you could actually use a login block, right? So if you hit +, there's actually something called a login block because you can store your credentials in the parameters, right? So you can see here, I have username and password. So then what we do is we say, hey, navigate to this website, thumbtack.com/proleads, and then go to this page and use this username and password. And yes, this thing will solve the CAPTCHA, and you're going to get all of these prompts. Like you're going to see all this. If you fail to log in, find the login page, or can't log in after several tries, terminate. So basically stop working. Now, you don't have to put anything in the advanced settings. Everything is totally fine. And again, you're going to receive this, so you can literally just import this into Skyvern. You don't have to do anything. You're literally going to click import and then poof, it's going to be there. So now we go to this navigation block where we say, okay, you should be viewing your leads and you should see a header that says these customers picked you. And so what you're going to do is you're going to click on the view details button to click into the lead. And again, no advanced settings here. Then we have what's called an extraction block. So again, if you hit the +, you have an extraction block right here. This is where we want to extract data. So it's going to say, hey, go in here and scrape all the job specific details from the lead information. Then we have a generate response block, which is saying, okay, craft a meaningful response of less than 1,000 characters. This is a meaningful reply that addresses the certain details that appear important to them, right? Here are the details from the work request. So it's basically saying, hey, ChatGPT, write a response to my customer that's different, unique, and dynamic and related to them. Because again, we want to make the customer feel like they've moved meaningfully towards solving their problem. They just inquired with 4 roofers. You have to stand out. Right? But if they requested gutters, you have to kind of say, hey, I want to address your gutter request, not just your roofing request. So we don't want the automatic, text message, so to speak. Then we have to navigate and say, okay, your goal is to reply to the lead. When you reply, you will see a message dialog. You will need to reply using the generated message. And so it says this, we generated a message, reply using the message. And again, no advanced settings here. We are not even getting into the advanced stuff. Then we have another navigation block because what happens is then in your Thumbtack, right? So if we go in Thumbtack, when we're in Pro Leads, right? When we're in leads, once we respond to this lead, right? See, look, this is one that came in yesterday. It hasn't been responded to, at least according to Thumbtack, right? Then when you go into messages, then it has to find the message that we sent that to. It's going to say, okay, so now once you've responded, then we want to go to Pro Inbox and say, okay, find that same person. Because again, when we look at this, we can't see the last name. We can't see the phone number. But when we go into messages, we can see the name and we can see the phone number. But if we go back here, it's going to say, okay, so go there, take the job details, and then click on the show number. So it's an action block. It's telling it to go click on something. So click the hyperlink, click to show phone number, and then scrape the final details. So this is saying like, okay, now go and scrape all the final details. An extraction block. Here is where there is one advanced setting, which is the data schema, which is basically saying, hey, in this thing, we want you to go and get the first name, last name, phone number, blah, 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 right? Here's an example, so that it can send that out. And again, the one thing that we do in this one is use a HubSpot portal ID. You don't really have to worry about that. You could put any number in there because there's another level to this. So that is how this works. Now, how do we trigger it? How do we trigger this to happen? That's where we use something like N8N. And so this is the one piece that you're going to have to do yourself, is you're going to have to reach out to Thumbtack and get them to give you what's called a secret key. And this is so you can basically set up this trigger, this like when we get a new lead notification, trigger this to happen? You have to reach out to teampartnerships@thumbtack.com, and then they're going to give you a secret key, because then what happens is anytime a new lead shows up in Thumbtack, it's basically going to send a ping through what's called a webhook. It's going to send a ping, and it's basically going to say, hey, you got a new lead. That's all. It doesn't need to do anything else. Then just say we got a new lead. You don't need the name, you don't need the phone number, you don't need anything, because the browser knows. Go into the Thumbtack, log in, find the lead, and then send it out. So that's the one thing you'll have to do yourself, is capture that new webhook and ping it. What you're going to do that in is you can do it in a tool called N8N. Once that trigger happens, you're going to need something that will turn this into a new contact in your system. You can just import. See where it says right up here? Import from file. You're going to receive a file, so you can just import and get this workflow. Essentially, you're only going to need this one right here, because this one is your webhook where you catch your webhook. And again, this is a test one, so it's not going to work. You guys can ping this all day if you want. It's not going to do anything. You'll need your own. And so then when you import this, then all it's going to basically say is, when this webhook is received, we want to go create or update a contact. And then you can just add a property for first name, right? And then there will be some data in here that you can just drag over here to say first name. It's very, very, very simple. It's like ChatGPT will walk you completely through it. Then you're going to go and update your contact in whatever your CRM is. I'm using HubSpot here, but this will work with any CRM that allows you to add a contact to make this happen. Now, if you need additional help configuring this, I have the step-by-step instructions for how to do like the hardest part, which is the Skyvern. I literally go through and describe every single piece of this and how to set it up. All of that is here. And now if you're seeing my browser, you'll see I have this Agent A steal this workflow. And so I'm going to copy the link and paste it in the chat for everybody. And so what do you have in here? One, you have the JSON file. So you can literally import this code into here. So if I go back here and I go import, I can literally import this right here, and boom, it's all there. So that's how simple this is. So you literally have the workflow built in. I've been playing around with this tool quite a bit, and so it's something cool. We're building these now, but you have all the instructions here. You also have this here, right? So this is what's going to catch it from Thumbtack. And then you also have the contact catcher where you can send this to your CRM. So you have all the code that you need to make this work. You also have a Word document of the step-by-step instructions. You can literally follow the instructions, like just follow the bouncing ball. All those instructions are in there. And you have a guide, which is going to explain to you what all this stuff does and how it all works. So there's a guide. You could punch this into ChatGPT and say, hey, help me use the things that I was given today for free by doing this. And then there's even a video in here that just explains like kind of like the purpose of it and the why it works. So if you are truly technologically terrified and just don't want to do this, well, we have a way for you to get us to do it absolutely free. We will build this for you and make this run absolutely free because we made it easy. So you can go to this URL and it's completely free to set up. So you can go to agenta.roofingbusinesspartner.com. You can go sign into your account and you can sign up. You do not need to pay. And when you sign in, so you can see here, when you go in, you'll hit your settings. And in your settings, now it says add payment method. I'll tell you why that is. So if you have HubSpot, you can enter your HubSpot portal ID. I can show you, you'll see where that is. If you don't have HubSpot, you can generate a random portal ID because you just need a number in here. And then you update your portal ID. So your portal ID is saved. You just need a number because your number needs an account. So then you have to enter your Thumbtack username and password. I do not get your password. I cannot see it. It is stored as like stars on my side, so I can't see it. But if you put in here like adam@roofco.com and then password, whatever, if you don't have your secret key yet, that's okay. You can still test this workflow so you can get it working to send your leads to HubSpot or whatever CRM you're using. Then you have to add your secret key so that this thing can catch the new lead notification. You can still test the output that goes to your workflow. And then in this case, you're going to use my Skyvern account. So my Skyvern account will be used for this. So I will be paying for all of the basically AI work. And then what we can do is get your webhook to send this, right, to your own CRM, or I can build it for you. That's why this has a switch, because then what I'm going to do is basically say, okay, based on the portal ID, we're going to basically create branches. So if this was like Job Nimbus or whatever, I could basically make an HTTP request and I could post this into your CRM, and I will host all of this, or you can just give me your webhook. If you put your webhook in here in that other page, then it'll send that lead there. Then you will just paste your webhook in here, and then it will send your leads into your CRM. Here's an example of what that payload looks like. And if you're not sure how it works, we have a very comprehensive knowledge base here that explains it. So now, how does billing work? So we want to only charge for results. I don't want to charge you a monthly fee. I don't want to charge you a setup fee. The only thing that we're going to charge you for is every time a lead goes in, you pay us $5, which isn't me making a ton of money on it. It just covers the cost of like maintaining this website, maintaining the back end infrastructure, maintaining the agents that operate. So I'm not doing this to get rich. I just want to say if this actually works for you, you actually get the result, then we charge. Otherwise, why charge? Like, I don't want you guys to just sit there and have to like pay a monthly fee